K22X here. We are in week 7 of the Raid Raid Draft League. That means that we know some players that will be actually making it to playoffs and some players that actually unfortunately missed it out. And others that will be fighting pretty much for this spot. So let's look at what we have. Currently, we have Angelo and Alive, the San Diego Palkias, and the Mawa Murkos both actually tied up in first seed. That has to do with our formula with these differentials, wins, loss, and scheduling. So let's say that both both Ally and Angelo lose 2-0 the next 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. They actually are guaranteed because they're both end up tying at 4, funnily enough, because I haven't filled the rest. But they're guaranteed, regardless of the result, they are guaranteed playoffs. But seeding is always important. So, according to the schedule, Angelo actually is going to be battling KD. So, KD actually here, for example, KD is the Boston Sogaleos, who actually, right now, if I refix this, let's remove week A. KD actually is top 3. Like he's on the 3rd spot right now. Technically second if we technically 4th if we don't have the ties and stuff going on. However, if KD wins, this means KD will have a better differential and better ranking than Angelo, and this actually will also guarantee his seeding, because funnily enough, KD actually is battling Pokeson on week 8, who is over here, who's actually right now, if I reset this again, right now on 4th. So KD actually battles 2 people that already in, and if they win or lose, if they don't get to move a lot, it's all about where they are going to be on seeding. So this looks very good for KD in general, because even if KD went to go 0-2, it's versus people that are already guaranteed. So it's actually really good for him. Meanwhile, for Ally actually has KJ, who is currently ranked number 11. Chances of KJ actually making it out are very, very, very small. And then the week after, he has 45 miles. And that, my friends, is a very, very important match. As you can see, 45 miles is currently ranked 8th. 45 miles absolutely cannot afford to lose. And okay, funnily enough, that this week 8 match is gonna be important, because this week on week 7, 45 is actually battling Jackie, who is unfortunately on last place and probably not making it to playoffs at all, because of she unfortunately has not been able to win a single match. But Jackie could be like, I just want to mess you up for 5 and reduce your chances of potentially making your playoffs. So she could make an upset. Regardless, if it doesn't happen, then if 45 and Ally works on, if Ally wins this week, then he doesn't really care about week A. So he might be more flex. But like I said, Ally is already in. It's all about seeding. He wants to try getting the number 1 seed like he did in last season. And 45, looking at a strong win on week 7 and a 50-50 on week 8. I know they're friends, so that will be another very interesting matchup happening. So let's go with this little bit. And then okay, so Pokeson week A opponent, as I mentioned, was Katie. But this week's opponents for Pokeson is actually Sven. And Sven has actually had a rough schedule. Sven had some definitely very bit tough schedule, pretty close to 40 miles. And here's the deal: if Sven wins, Pokeson is still good. Pokeson definitely is still kind of in the safe area, but Sven 100% needs to win this match, and then he gets Stocky the week after. So a tough week for him to try to make it, because right now they're ranked 9. They lost to Angelo, who's ranked 1, right? So that's why they're 9th. They're still in it because of their schedule strength. So we'll see where Sven ends up, but it's really, really tight for him. And now Johnny, who started 0-1, had some hacks happen, beat the last undefeated player that was Allies, which is Pain, and now coming in on third after being stuck on fifth for so long. And Johnny has this week Diamond, who unfortunately is number 13, so looking very favorable for Johnny. And after that, Johnny actually has Atmosphere, who actually is number 10. So it's looking pretty good for Johnny for his playoffs chances too. Based on just on the results we're gonna go, I just wanna I will be writing them down a little bit, but the odds for Johnny looks very very good. And then who is our fourth? Okay, we're gonna talk about Pokézone. And then our fifth is KD. Okay, so top five is pretty much guaranteed playoffs. So let's mess around a little. Let's say Angelo wins his match. Let's say it's a game 3 between KD and Angelo, and let's favor Angelo. And then Ally, let's say also goes with a 1. And then Ally is actually fighting KJ, right? So KJ goes with a -1. And then Doki, I believe, gets bad. So Doki and bad right now. Doki and bad are okay. So bad is kind of out. Doki is number 6. So let's say Doki wins this one. Again, let's say that all these games go to game 3, right? And then, as I mentioned, Pokézone actually has Ben. So let's say this is the upset, and Sven wins 45 wins here. Oh, -1. 1. And then Atmosphere. Who did Atmosphere had? I have Jockey. So Jockey actually started very strong and barely making it. But I want to say that Jockey has the edge. So we Jockey 1, Atmosphere -1. And then I'm favoring Johnny. You know what, Johnny? Sorry, Diamond, but Johnny's gonna be the 2-0. Johnny's gonna be the 2-0. So let's say this is how week 7 is gonna go. I mostly base it the wins and loss. I do want every game to go to win 3, but I did base the wins and loss based it on how the current ranking is to make it the most stable. So if things stay the way they stay, Johnny actually will get first seed. Ally will remain second, and then Angelo will actually get bumped to third. But like I said, Pokézone is safe again. Katie is also safe, even if he loses to Angelo. Doki is also safe because if they just have the win. And then the tricky part will be Sven. Even if Sven wins 2-1, he remains 9th. So this is very very important to know, Sven, that you actually need to. Let's see. Let's change this to 2, and then Pokézone will be -2. You don't even move, even if you 2-0 Pokézone right now. From the looks of it, so I think that has to do with the other matches not being able to go to game 3. So I'm gonna change those in a little bit, but I believe Doki also safe. Yeah, so top 5 and 6 almost. If they win the expected matches, they probably look very favorable. So I'm gonna swap around. Let's see how it goes when, say, we have 2 here, -2. And then I think I said Jockey goes 2. And then I don't think bad affects. So it's whenever or not. I think the Angelo games. Yeah, so it looks like, Sven, regardless of your result, you're still stuck at 9th. I'm like moving things around. So that's very, very unfortunate for Sven. I think what you will want is actually... Oops. So what, for Sven to actually move from his ranking, I believe he needs Angelo to lose and Katie to win? No, actually it wouldn't be. Yeah, actually not the numbers exactly. Because I think all top 8, you need the top 8 people to lose. But they don't move you enough because they're gonna still remain the top. So you want to look at Ducky. So you want Ducky to lose. Yeah, so I think Ducky needs to lose. Yeah, Ducky needs to lose at least one game. No, Ducky needs to 100% lose 2-0 for you to have a chance, man, to move actually to 8. So Ducky definitely is who you want them losing. And like I said, Ducky has bad. And then who's 7? And yes, you want, okay, so you want the upset here. So for Sven to actually move increases their chances besides winning. Because if you just won with 1, and then you have Pokeson, right? Yeah, so Sven, you only have to win. Because if you do not win, you're screwed. Yeah, so Sven has, the trickiest one is Sven. Sven, you need to, it doesn't matter if we 2-1 or 2-0. What you need to happen is at least have either 45 miles lose or Ducky to lose for you to end on 8th in week 8. And realistically speaking, it's kind of looking rough. So let's go with the scenario that Ducky actually, Ducky and Bat, yeah, Ducky wins and Sven, you get it. This will be our scenario for week 7. Let's go to week 8. Again, at this point, it doesn't matter if Angelo loses or wins. Let's say he decides to just save himself. He's not gonna get number 1 seed because if he does, yeah. Okay, actually. So let's see if Angelo can get number 1 seed, right? So we give him a 1. Who does Angelo have? Angelo has Diamond, right? Which who see that happening? All right, and then like I said, Ally versus 45 miles. Ally right now is number 3-2, so let's say it goes in the favor of Ally, but it's a close game because they're friends. And then let's see who Johnny. So we want to do like the top 3 to see how the ranking goes for them, because those are the ones that are going to affect Angelo's chances of making first seed. And then I believe I need to see Johnny. Johnny gets Atmosphere. So let's say Johnny also wins. And then yeah. This and then Pokeson. Who does Pokeson get? Pokeson gets Katie. Okay, so Katie definitely wants to try winning. So let's say Katie wins here and Pokeson loses here. And then Jockey D here. And then Sven. Sven goes for the 2-0 versus Ducky. And then KJ versus Bad. I think it's favor to KJ. So alright. Guys, don't take offense on this. This is just very, very biased and nothing. No, I'm not saying this is gonna happen. But Angelo, if you do go 2-0, you get guaranteed first seed. So, but if you go 2-1, you're not guaranteed first seed. It's Johnny who's guaranteed first seed. And Johnny just has to be 2-1-ing if he 2-0s the week. I think, yeah. Yeah, so between Johnny, the math that I'm doing right now, looks like between Johnny, Angelo, and Ally especially, how you guys get your games between 2-0 to 2-1 will affect your seeding for first, second, and third, based on the numbers I'm playing around. So you guys can figure out the 7th and 8th. Here's where it's tricky. Okay, here's where it gets tricky. And Sven, you're still 9th. And this means that I lie and say you actually cannot afford to lose a game, even if you beat Ducky. So even if you beat Ducky at 2-0, wait, no, yeah, and Ducky loses out, Ducky still gets the number 8 spot. That means, Sven, You absolutely cannot afford. Let's see. Sven versus Pokestone, right? Alright, so Sven. If you win 2-1, you're safe. And then Ducky gets kicked out. But so Sven has the trickiest playoffs because some upsets have to happen, and realistically speaking, it's looking very, very dire for him. So 45 mice, Sven and Ducky. I think you guys are all fighting for that A7 slot between how your two matches will matter. And as you can see, it looks pretty dicey. So be very, very careful. Especially, I'm really excited for Sven and Ducky. I'm probably gonna ask them to actually stream it potentially. If possible, I would love to commentate this match. And obviously, it's week 7 is gonna be so important for week 8. But yeah, it looks like roughly we do know who our playoffs people are gonna be. Like I said, guarantee our top 5s. Let me remove all this nonsense. All right, so our top 5 guaranteed playoffs are gonna be Mr. Angelo, Mr. Ally Switches Pain, Johnny, Pokestone, and finally Katie. Those 5 are guaranteed playoffs, even if they lose 0-2 the next 2 weeks, which chances are pretty small. So 45 miles, Sven and Ducky are the ones with the toughest spots where they actually want to make sure to win this week, and maybe we'll have to play 100% win next week, especially Sven. Sven being on the 9th spot, especially against Pokestone 2, who even though if he loses doesn't change up. Very, very, very tough spot. So let's go through the rankings in one more time. Oh, actually, no. One more time. Yeah, so, yeah, those are the rankings. So one more time. Ally and Angelo, you're both actually tied for first, which I think it's pretty funny. And again, you guys can pick whether or not it's going to be very important for you guys to have that first seed or not. And then Johnny, if those 2 fail, you get to sneak in that first spot too. So, congratulations to the confirmed playoffs players. I am very, very excited. If you guys didn't know, first place and second place do get money, and there's gonna be actually a trophy for first place. I'm trying to remember if Thera and 4 actually got money, so I apologize about that part. We changed the rules a little bit on pricing after. But yeah, so I am gonna be talking more about the top 8 teams once we actually happen. And yeah, this video is a little shorter because everyone decided to play on Showdown, so I don't have something to commentate. But yeah, those, if you guys want to mess around, make a copy of the league sheet and go to points inputs, and that's where you're gonna be messing around with the points and looking who has the better chance. And unfortunately, some of the players are already out, but you guys could still do some upsets. If you do some upsets, it will mess up some of the A7, 9 spot players too. So anyway, that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate it. Bye!